That odd experience of seeing someone who just a few years ago followed you around a store taking pictures of you. Welcome! So I recently, as in like a couple weeks ago, was at the grocery store as one does, and I recognized someone who previously followed me around a store taking pictures of me. So like that's cool. So I thought I would just, pull it into a video. So the person in question, I don't know them at all. I just recognize them from that specific experience because I guess it stood out. But really they were just like following me around a store making faces, and like if this has also happened to you, it's probably like you know what I'm talking about. But they were following me around with their phone held really awkwardly like up to his chest, as if like I didn't know exactly what he was doing, as you're like, oh, I'm just like naturally holding my phone in this really weird awkward way. Totally, this is natural, this isn't weird. And it was like the entire time I was in the store I was followed by this dude. It was something. So here we are today, like years later, and now I see him in a store staring at me again. So then I'm left there wondering if I'm being stared at for like the same reasons. Like, does this guy also recognize me? I mean, I look pretty different from I did at that time. Is it the same intent? I don't know. But like I definitely noticed, and either way, it was an experience that I probably could have lived without. TBH, like. Harassment is something that I always tried to like power through and not notice, and in many ways that worked for me. Like I said in a previous video, learning to look through people and basically putting yourself in a bubble while in public spaces is definitely a coping mechanism that can totally get you through some tough times, but it's not necessarily sustainable. After a while, you don't really notice every threat around you. For me, I still felt and knew and sensed what was going around me, but I didn't notice everyone who followed me or all of the microaggressions, and that can also kind of put you in a dangerous place to be. Stuff gets lost when you're trying to be both oblivious and aware at all times. That leaves quite a bit of space for things to kind of slip through the cracks. So now that I'm in a place where I'm trying to be maybe less inclined to power through and ignore harassment or whatever, it's quite the experience to see someone you recognize as a stranger who like previously harassed you. I don't really know how to describe it, so instead I'm just gonna talk about it and like make a video. So I guess this is kind of like an outlet to like work through that, and maybe some of you watching have also dealt with similar things can also try to work through it. It's a mess. I also thought it would make sense to like touch on that what is no doubt attributing to being able to try and like work through past harassment and grow stuff is the fact that I'm being harassed in public a lot less. It's way easier to try to deal with issues when they're no longer a major function. It's way harder to try and face things as they happen, like for sure. I wasn't out here trying to like think about what was happening when I was being followed around by groups of people in stores, or every other time I was out there was someone taking a picture of me, hanging out around the end of an aisle, like holding out a phone as if like no one knows what you're doing. Or when people would like look at me with disgust and like suddenly turn and go the other way. When kids at school would like pull on their eyes and stick out their teeth, demanding I perform and speak languages that I've never known. Or grabbing at my body in homeroom, asking why I'm so fat. You barely want to deal with those things later. Like I don't really want to be going back and addressing that now that that's in the past, let alone while any of that was happening on a regular basis to the point that you don't even notice anymore. And when it comes to the internet, I've been like rather lucky to basically fly under the radar online and not receive too much harassment outside of like being called annoying. I mean, oddly enough, there was a time that someone called me the N-word in the comment section, and I was like, delete and block, like no. Vomit. I've had a swastika left in my comments on YouTube before. I've been called the personification of AIDS, which is cute. I mean, there was that time that I was attracted by trolls and like they threw a bunch of racist, homophobic, and transphobic slurs at me and drew stick figure depictions of me being hung from a tree. And then there's the occasional, "Are you a transsexual?" nudes ? Messages. That's not. I mean, but like, I guess that all did happen, but even that's nothing compared to what many of my friends and other countless people online receive every single day. Like, that's all over the course of the entire time I've been on the internet. I don't know. I guess I don't really have much of a conclusion for this video. I just wanted to kind of open a discussion and talk about something that happened recently, which was a personal internal experience. I'm no stranger to being harassed, but I am a stranger to kind of admitting the amount of harassment that has happened to me since I was a little kid. And that sucks, honestly. And I think we shouldn't feel so like silenced and forced into not talking about that and addressing that that's a thing. If you're out there and you're being harassed for your race, gender, size, maybe the way you dress, the things you like, whatever, just know that it's like not your fault. You're not the problem, it's the world around you, which is trash. I know that doesn't do anything to stop it from happening, but I want you to remember that, so maybe you don't also have to deal with internalizing so much of the garbage that the world is trying to bury you in. There's that. Ooh, and the lighting is leaving just as I'm finishing this video. So yeah, 'twas a time. We come in peace. Subscribe for new videos whenever they get posted. Social media, grab the description. Okay, bye. Oh hi, I just wanted to like pop in at the end here, let everyone know that I actually went ahead and made a Patreon account. I know I have a small little group here and there is obviously no obligations. Trust me, as someone without coins to spare, I totally get it. But hey, if you do have any extra dollars laying around and want to support a struggling trans artist of color, I would be forever grateful. By doing so, you can also gain access to Patreon exclusive pictures, videos, and songs. You can get original drawings and paintings sent to you, video shout outs, handmade pins, and just all sorts, as well as helping me make and put out videos and songs more often. So yeah, if you can and you would like to, feel free to support this mess, and I will have a link in the description. Insert heart emojis, hashtag ad, hashtag self-promotion, hashtag she struggles, hashtag help me, I'm poor. Wow, I'm glad that commercial's over. I'm so bad at self-promotion though, like truly, like not the best at social media.